boy. Hi, boy. Hi, boy.
Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm back. So I have this video I wanted to show you guys. This is in regards to Governor Pritzker breaking silence on migrants charged in student's murder. It's kind of like really insane that he's even trying to blame the Republicans and the Trump administration. Like, it's utter BS. So let's go ahead and jump right in.
Speaking out days after an illegal immigrant was arrested in the shooting death of an 18-year-old college student. The governor saying, quote, Sheridan Gorman's murder is a tragedy and the person responsible must be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. My deepest condolences to the family, friends, and Loyola University community grieving this devastating loss. May her memory be a blessing. The illegal Venezuelan migrant is facing 6 felony counts, including first-degree murder. The hearing for Jose Medina has been postponed until Friday. This tragedy hits close to home for our next guest, who is the assemblyman representing Sheridan's hometown of Yorktown Heights. Republican New York Assemblyman Matt Slater joins us now, and we thank you so much for doing just that as we mourn the loss of this young life taken far too soon and so senselessly. How is your community reacting to this tragic murder, and how is she being remembered?
Well, thank you, Carly, and good morning. Yeah, this is an absolute senseless tragedy, and our community is completely devastated. We are doing everything we can to stand with the Gorman family. We, of course, extend our heartfelt condolences and prayers to her father, Tom, her mother, Jess, her sister, Maddie, and we are doing everything we can to rally around them, to lift them up, and to honor Sheridan and to ensure that she gets the justice that she so deserves. And so our community is coming together in a whole host of ways through GoFundMe pages, by having green lights installed on all of our front porches, and coming up with a community vigil this coming weekend.
Yeah, and you know, she was out with friends on a night where everybody was out. You know, it's just, she was the one that was senselessly targeted by this horrific crime. She was going to see the Northern Lights over Lake Michigan, and her life was taken.
And what's crazy is that the alderman, this one female alderman, was literally like putting the blame on her. Like, really? Like, there's no compassion, no, not towards the victim. She was like, oh, wrong place, wrong time. Like, really? Like, that's crazy.
Unwillingness to act. The consequences are not abstract. They are real. In our case, they are permanent. I read a portion of Governor Pritzker's statement, but he also said that we need to stop politicizing heinous tragedies.
Really?
We hear the family just there blaming policy decisions on her death. So what's your reaction to what the family is saying right now about what caused this?
Well, I think the family is in just such immense pain, and they're looking for answers, and deservedly so. And right now, again, our focus as a community is the family, is rallying around the family. But there is no doubt that justice and answers are needed. I think the governor is completely wrong in his statements. There is no doubt, as the family has pointed to, that this is a result of failed policies and open borders. And right now, we need to take a hard look at the procedures in place, at the systems in place. And we also need to remind people that here in the state of New York, the governor and Democratic leaders, they are negotiating right now to further instill sanctuary policies, not just in big cities, but across the entire state. Those are the same sanctuary policies that prevented coordination between local authorities in Chicago and federal immigration authorities that ultimately, in this case, led to this senseless and horrific tragedy. And so obviously the family is going through this process, but they deserve to know that the system is going to be improved. And honestly, every parent in America deserves that this system is going to be improved, because no parent should have to live through the nightmare that the Gormans are living through. It is a preventable tragedy.
Zero,
it is a preventable
crossover.
death.
So
and right now,
it's
as
the
I said
policies
before,
of the
as a
blue state.
community, we need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support this amazing family and to honor this beautiful, beautiful woman. But we also need to make sure we have answers.
Yeah. I want to get to one more statement from Chicago Alderwoman Maria Hadden, who responded to the murder of Sheridan, saying this. Watch.
The kids were out doing normal things people do in the neighborhood. And it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun. They might have startled this person at the end of the pier unintentionally.
Wrong place, wrong time, running into a person with a gun who may have startled him. It's almost as if
That's
she's
trash.
blaming Sheridan for her death in a way.
Yeah.
What is your reaction to that? Was Sheridan the one who was in the wrong place at the wrong time?
I mean, I find her comments just patently insulting. But in all reality, if we can't feel safe in America, are we free? That's the fundamental question that we have to ask ourselves right now. And whether it was this person wants to believe, this alderman wants to say that it's wrong place, wrong time, it doesn't matter. As a parent, we should feel safe letting our kids go away to college. We should feel safe letting our kids go out to explore without the fear of having a tragedy like this happen. Those comments made by the alderman, I just find are patently ridiculous. We deserve a safe country. We deserve safe communities. Yeah. And as we've seen in this horrible tragedy, because of the failed systems and policies that have been in place, because of the open borders, because of the sanctuary policies that are in place in places like Chicago and New York, these unfortunate situations are resulting in these horrific tragedies. It's not wrong place, wrong time. It's wrong policies and bad decisions.
Yeah, I would say that the illegal immigrant was the one that was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that wrong place is in this country with a prior criminal record. Assemblyman Matt Slater, we thank you so much for your time. And
the question for me is like, how was this illegal able to get a gun? Like, notice how they're not bringing up anything about gun laws, because if you think about it, he would need, like, if he's from Illinois, he would need to be an Illinois resident. He would have to have a FOID card, because you need a FOID card to buy bullets or guns. You would need a state ID or driver's license, which means more than likely you would be a U.S. citizen. And then you got to go through a background check, a thorough background check. Then you have to wait, I believe it's like 2 weeks before you can even pick up your weapon. So it's like, how did this person get a gun? You know, they do a criminal background check on you. And if he had a felony, how did he get the gun? Obviously, he didn't get it legally, and that's why they're not making any mention about the illegal and his gun. Because not only was he illegal, but the weapon he had was illegal. Like, that's just insane, guys. Like, utter insanity. And then you have Governor J.B. Pritzker literally saying stuff like, oh, you know, this is Trump's fault because, you know, he doesn't have, like, good borders right now, you know, like, it's due because of his border policy, and it's because he's not making the country safe, and, you know, this wouldn't have happened had he secured the border. And it's like, the border is secure. It's your policies, yours and Brandon Johnson's policies. It's the sanctuary city policies. It's the fact that you were literally just saying the other day how you're signing into laws protections for illegals so that ICE can't find them, putting like no-go zones. This is all your fault. But yet they want to blame Trump for something that is their fault. Like, that's just utterly insane, guys. But yeah, that's what's going on there. So let me show you some stuff that X was showing about J.B. Pritzker. Because, like I said, guys, he's such a crappy person. Not president, but like governor. And he wants to run for president. This POS, you know? And what gets me is that he's running for a third term for Illinois. You would think people in Illinois would have learned the first time. Like, this guy's doing a crappy job. This guy is also like a billionaire or a millionaire or whatever. He dropped $10 million in a candidate. Like nothing. Like it was a freaking, like dropping like a nickel into something, you know, like he didn't even feel the burden for that. Then he won a second term. You would think these people would learn their lesson the second go. No, these mother effers are doubling and tripling down because they voted again in the primaries for this guy. Like, are you kidding? Like, none of y'all have learned your lesson? Like, really, guys? Wow. Just wow, guys. So they're reaping what they're sowing, you know, at this point. That's how I feel about it. So this is one of the things that Governor Pritzker did. He did protect the illegals. He refuses to protect his constituents. He signed a bill 5 days after 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman is murdered in Chicago. Pritzker signed a bill to protect illegal aliens in Illinois. Even when they commit violent crimes, he refused to give ICE any detainees. Just let that sink in, guys. This is the same guy that is going all over the news, making his rounds around the media, blaming Trump for this, but look at what he just signed into law. Swear to God, guys. You cannot make this up. Like, this is utter clown world, to be honest. Like, I'm just so shook at this point about, these people's nonsense. And I'm still kind of surprised that we're allowing this to happen. Like, it's just utterly. And I don't even know what to think anymore because, like, when I talk to people I know, family members, friends that still vote blue, even after everything they know, everything they see, when they're complaining about all this, and yet they're still voting the same. Like, what do you expect? Nothing's going to change if you keep voting the same guy in over and over, guys. So we got this right now. We have Tuesday Town Hall with Dustin Jahar, with Tommy. I know Have Another Taco and what was the other one called? Something Portland. Something Media. They're going to go live today, as per usual, at the Portland Ice facility. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what's up with Tommy.
One of the reasons of, I mean, he should be threatening kids, period. But I mean, just him going. Yeah, exactly. That was also because I've been trying to get Travis's firearms taken away since the first week of December, and that was also the thing I was trying to drive home to Shannon was to let her know that with all the threats he's making, you better get those firearms out of the house because if he does something stupid, then then you're never going to live this down. He better not do something stupid with with him threatening kids.
I know.
I guess Shannon came unglued to Travis when I messaged her about him threatening Ryland the first time,
because she knew what that meant.
You better get your fucking husband in check.
You can't do that. In fact, I was actually even talking to Tommy and gonna try to maybe if he's and his mom are interested, having Rylan and his mom on the program sometime.
That would be great. I could talk to him.
But his mom,
sure they would be down.
Rylan, your mom has to join you, man. That's just That's not my rules. That's not my rules, man. But we would love to do that. I would think that would be so cool.
Heather and Brooklyn too. Have all three of them.
Yeah, we could absolutely do that.
Love it.
Yeah.
So Dustin,
there's some great people.
Dustin, what would you like to, not what you think is going to happen, but what would you like to see happen? I mean, it is your brother. Do you want him to get off? Do you want him to pay the fucking price? What do you want to happen here?
No fucking way on him getting off. That just ain't gonna fucking happen. He dug his grave. He made his bed. He shit his bed multiple times. I mean, that we were raised that if you fuck up, you better face your consequences. You take it to the chin, and he screwed the pooch too many fucking times and flew too close to the sun.
Yeah. I took responsibility for my actions and did my time and changed my entire life. My whole outlook on life is completely different, and there was one point in my life where I thought I would never get to where I'm at right now, and I'm sure a lot of people have felt that way. I'm sure Dustin's felt that way. Like, I'm sure, but you can get out of it if you want, you just have to want it bad enough and put in the effort, and find the right woman or the right person to do it with, and you'll be fine.
Or the right friend group across the country.
You can't force anybody to change. They have to want it themselves, and that's the only way.
Yep.
Man, you know what? I got to be honest with you. I kind of feel bad for Travis now that you told me about the whole thing with his wife and the drugs and all that stuff. Because I've been in that sort of situation a very, very long time ago, like 20 years, But
Yeah.
I sort of feel bad. I mean, you make your own bed, but drugs are bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They keep.
Say again. I think we cut out for just a second.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out there for a minute.
Oh, same.
Do you know why Travis became so obsessed with going after Rylan?
I honestly don't have any idea. I mean, he's probably trying to thinks he's intimidating, but he knows me well enough that he knows that's a big fucking no. I mean, even if he even thought for half a second, that would be even a good idea, he should immediately think about me if I'm gonna find out about it, which I fucking will, and he's not gonna like it.
Yeah. It's I think it's because he realized that Rylan is way smarter than he'll ever be, and Rylan's only 14 years old. Rylan's got a great head on his shoulders, and kids like him are our future. He's what we're.
You guys are just talking. So we're gonna just go to this other video I want to kind of sit through with you guys while we wait for Pretend Media and have another taco to go live. This is from Cash Jordan. He makes a lot of great videos, guys, so you go and like and subscribe to him. This one is about New York City subway. So this one's New York City subway just imploded as Mayor Mamdani blames Trump. Again, this is Cash Jordan. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video, guys.
Commuters and a transit advocacy group, Passengers United, are not only upset that they're paying more, but they're also demanding a system that works.
We want better service. When do we want it? Now.
Chants of better service echoed down 42nd Street Sunday morning as members of Passengers United marched into the subway, rallying against the fare hike and for accountability. The group's vice president, Jack Nierenberg, says the MTA's latest increases have gone too far.
It's been an absolute mess, and it's going to continue to be an absolute mess, even as there have been glitches with the Omni system. Many people
It's
who
a
are
disaster.
in the outer boroughs.
And because of that, the city's struggling to get people to pay to ride the train.
Commuters not paying their fare is a growing problem across the
Look at
country,
this.
but nowhere is it worse than here in New York. It's
It's a
estimated almost
joke.
half of all riders don't pay, resulting in $1 billion in lost revenue. Now, new measures are being tested out to stop
Yeah,
fare
those aren't
beaters.
working.
But are they working?
No.
Here's Ann Mercogliano.
Can anything stop them?
No.
They climb over.
Look at
They
this.
even slide below. Flagrant fare evaders are everywhere on the New York City subway,
Yep.
despite authorities installing.
And this is what happens when you vote for this socialism. They thought they were going to get free everything, free buses, free childcare, free medical, free rent, free cars. Some person said like they were going to get a Bugatti. Like, these people are stupid. And when they come to find out, they're not getting any of that. Then when Mamdani's trying to push to like higher taxes on corporations, on the millionaires and billionaires, all of them are like deuces, because they're not about to pay that for all these people to get free stuff. So yeah, they pulled up, and now Kathy Hochul is like turning around trying to say, please come back, please, because she lost all that revenue. And she was saying, y'all need to go down to Florida, go get your billionaire friends and drag them back over here. Why? Because they're losing money. Because they can't fulfill these wish lists without their money. And so who is the next person on the chopping block? Well, it's going to be the middle class and the poor people. So none of this is going to happen for them. So yeah, you guys get what you voted for.
An arsenal of new devices to combat the problem.
Those don't work.
Many of the old turnstile bars are getting a makeover with the installation of these paddles to prevent fare dodgers from jumping over.
Yeah.
And these new plastic door gates seem to be impenetrable.
Oh, yeah?
So, are they? Apparently
No.
not. One after
Really?
the other at this station
Look.
near Times Square, the paddles didn't seem to stop
Times
these
Square.
fare jumpers.
That
This
guy was
woman
wearing a
crawls
suit.
right underneath.
With Inside Edition, you didn't pay your fare, right?
Oh no.
And those plastic door gates?
It's a joke to everyone here.
Yep.
Besides,
You heard them
they
cracking
want
up.
the new communist mayor to make it all free anyways.
Watched as these fare evaders outsmarted the gates. Their trick, the first guy pays the fare while the two behind slide past
Oldest
before
trick in
the
the
gates
book.
close.
You guys pay the fare? No.
But at
Police
least
are standing
they
right
got
there.
kicked out by cops. These subway riders are already making a mockery of the plastic gates by filming fare-beating hacks and posting them online.
That's crazy.
Danny Fisher even put on what he calls the Fare Evasion Olympics to show the ineffectiveness of the new plastic gates.
We're here for New York City's very first Fare Evasion Olympics.
In this event, these
This is
contestants
crazy.
scale the gates.
Yeah.
It's like clearly not that.
It's literally a clown show, guys. They're literally making fun of these people. Like, people really thought they were going to get free. Like, look at these other countries. I know a lot of people are going to say, like, well, there are some countries that, are socialist and they're free, that they get all this stuff. That's not true, because those countries don't consider themselves socialist countries. They actually consider themselves like corporate something countries. So that's not even true. But that's besides the point. So you have these people thinking they're going to get all this free stuff. Now they're getting pissed off because they're not going to get free stuff. So they decided to take, matters into their own hands, and they're going to make sure they can get free stuff without getting in trouble. And you have these stupid laws in New York where you got to steal so much before you can get like in trouble. So all of this is like stupid and it's moot. And all this is going to do is, higher the prices for those of us who are law-abiding citizens who actually pay the fare, and honestly, that's not fair.
Not much more effective.
But it costs billions of dollars to redo all the gates in the name of saving billions of dollars. The subway is just a scam on the entire city.
Whatever the other turnstiles were.
This crew is fare evasion to the extreme. One by one, they all crawl beneath these gates on their stomachs. And to avoid paying, this guy throws his jacket over the gate sensors to prevent the doors from closing. And just like that, they all file through.
Why do you not pay the fare on the New York City subway?
Okay, so sometimes I don't pay the fare because they're upping the price on the fare. Right now it's up to $3, but there's a lot of bad things that's happening on the train, like as far as the service, the times when the train comes. There's a lot of homeless people on the trains sleeping. People are getting hurt.
Oh, but the mayor says, you know what? I don't want to do any more homeless encampment sweeps. I want to just let people live wherever they want to live. And I'm going to spend all this money on these new gates to stop fare evasion. And even though fare evasion's not right, the riders see deteriorating service all around them and feel like they're getting ripped off.
It's already an insult to injury that the MTA removed essential bus stops, but now they've gotten rid of fare access, people's ability to pay when they don't have access to debit
they made
cards,
it cost
credit
more.
cards, contactless payment, easy access to smartphones to figure out how that works.
Subway and bus fare has gone up to $3, and express buses now cost $7.25. Metro cards are being phased out in favor of Omni, which now includes new fare caps.
If we never needed any of this.
$3, fill the bus trips every night.
Bro, that's expensive. $7.25 to ride the bus. Are you kidding? Like, now y'all gonna see my age, okay? I remember when bus rides would cost like $1.25 or $1.50. And that was for like when you would get like one of those like 24-hour passes where you could ride it as many times as you want back in the day. And then you had like the student tokens where you would get free like bus fare because you're a student. But dang, $7.25, that's a lot. Like, for real. Like, I wouldn't want to pay that. But then again, I would never want to take the bus either.
Bus trips are being canceled throughout the city.
The Long Island Railroad and Metro North fares are also up at about 4.5%. But both now have updated discounts, new day passes, and mobile ticket options.
They're just making it dangerous.
Riders weigh in.
It's not an issue, the 10 cents, thankfully for me personally, but you don't know what MTA is actually doing with the funds.
They're not doing anything with the funds. Look around at the subway. Look at how it is deteriorating. They're not fixing anything. They're not making the subway safer. All they're doing is taking the money and giving it out to whoever's well connected enough to get the job, installing the new gates that don't work. Look at this. I was at the subway the other day, and you see this MTA fare agent wave someone through the emergency exit. So even the people working at the subway don't even think it's worth paying for sometimes. Meanwhile, last month, they lost all their federal funding, and now the city has no idea what to do.
Second Avenue subway is in jeopardy. The agency now demanding the Trump administration release federal funds already set aside for the multi-billion-dollar project. That subway expansion aims to increase service on the east side between Midtown and East Harlem. The MTA says it is prepared to sue if the money does not come soon. This 11's just...
They have a subway system that loses billions per year, and they want America's money so they can build 3 new stops that no one is going to pay for. What an absolute scam.
And now the MTA says that this subway funding fight could send them right back before a judge.
Oh, really?
That's really the issue, is we're going to hit the wall at some point, not too distant future, and we just need everybody to understand, including
what
the
are you
feds,
doing with the money you have?
The consequences of continuing to, to shut down funding.
They need other people's money to do anything here.
And so the MTA firing off a letter to the U.S. Department of Transportation Wednesday, laying out that the MTA is ready to sue for nearly $60 million in reimbursements.
They need $60 million that they're going to sue America for, yet their own system loses $1 billion or more every single year. Think about that for a second. We've been hearing about all this fraud in America. We got some fraud right here.
Roughly half of the $7 billion project is federally funded.
Oh.
The MTA is planning to award more contracts soon aimed at extending the Q train up 2nd Avenue to East 125th Street.
Mind you, this is all in the heels of Mamdani having a crazy wish list, and he was trying to blame this on, the previous mayor, which is Eric Adams, saying like, oh, he left me in the hole and in the red and blah, blah, blah. But that's not true, because every mayor has to have a sound and balanced budget before they leave, which is what he did. I believe he left him with I think it was maybe $17 or $20 million budget or some crazy number. But according to Mamdani, that was enough, because all his stuff that he's trying to do costs a lot of shmoney, guys. Lots and lots of shmoney. Mamdani wants to make it rain in order for him to fulfill his socialist dreams. Yeah, it's never going to happen, guys.
Never going to happen.
That leg calls for digging out new stations and then building out those sites. The cost projection, about $2 billion.
They could pay for that if they would collect the
fares. This phase of 2nd Avenue subway will lead to there being 300,000 daily riders on this line between the 2 phases.
Half of whom don't pay.
That is, I think, more people than ride the subway in virtually every other American transit.
But why do we want to expand service people don't pay for? You see, that's the most ridiculous thing about the whole public transit system in New York. It's getting robbed every day, and we want to spend all of this money to expand it. That is stupid. If anything, we need to enforce the fares. We need to stop letting people get on for free. We need to stop letting people go down there and commit crime. We need to stop letting it become dangerous and unsafe. And we need to help the people in the subway that think there's nowhere else for them to go. But just before we continue, here's something that's been bothering me a lot lately. We're feeding AI platforms our deepest thoughts, our financial information, our business ideas, our plans for the future, even our health concerns, and we're just supposed to trust these platforms. OpenAI literally has a former director of the National Security Agency sitting on its board of directors right now. And these companies, they're all planning to monetize the conversations we have with their systems. Plus, they're even requiring government ID now to use some of their models. And they censor everything and redirect you when you ask basic questions without giving you the truth. I don't know about you. This is not the future that I signed up for. And that's why I started using Venice.ai. Venice is a private, uncensored...
Okay, hold on. I thought IDs were racist, guys. Isn't that what the Democrats are always saying? And plus, how do these people get IDs? Because apparently, remember, people of the melanin, females, they're too stupid to know how to get it. So shouldn't we not be having IDs?
Give Venice a try today. Now let's get back to the video.
Subway riders say a new gate system designed to reduce fare evasion is causing chaos, confusion, and even raising safety concerns. Addie Guajardo has the story.
You better spend more money to fix that. Look at this.
A new fare gate at the Broadway and Lafayette subway station.
What a joke.
Now sounds like a fire station, and it's sending New York City riders into a tapping frenzy.
It's pretty chaotic.
At time, leaving riders flushed
Cards
with fear.
don't work. Look at this person stuck.
Our camera captured a woman with her head pinched between the gates.
Look at this, that little kid.
Less than an hour later, a toddler's head was trapped between the plastic doors, and the father jumped into
This
action.
is crazy.
The mother described the moment as scary. Elian, ¿cómo te sientes?
Bien.
The child said he was okay. This isn't the first time this has happened since the modern Faregate pilot program rolled out on December 19th.
Okay, so you gotta understand, these pilot programs, they have, I would call them the pilot program Olympics going on, where the city spends a whole bunch of money on all of its favorite contractors and has them install a new gate system somewhere, and then they monitor it for a year and install another one somewhere else. We've got these things all over the place. Every single time they set one of these up, they say, oh, this is to help people get on the subway. This is to stop fare evasion. But none of that stuff ever works. It just spends money. You see, all of this is about money leaving the pockets of the people that live here so that they can just ask for more.
Police say this week 2 other children got stuck at the gate and 1 was taken to the hospital. We reached out to the MTA for a comment on the child transported to the hospital. They released a statement reading in part, as we evaluate their performance, we're learning more every day about how to design modern, effective fare gates for New York City.
Okay. How does the biggest public transit system in the entire country not know how to design a modern, effective fare gate? How come they don't know how to do that already? Should they even be in this business?
This is one of 3 modern gates being tested at several stations to help improve fare compliance, system accessibility, and passenger
flow. Well, we saw it doesn't work.
If you've ever ridden the New York City subway, you simply tap and go, but many here say they have to tap and wait.
Like, I just want to tap and go, but it seems like it's slowing everyone down.
We witnessed several riders skip out on paying in plain sight of MTA employees and police, while some are wary.
Right. See, that's the problem. They've got the news, and they've got people that are running through the fancy new gates that are supposed to stop the fares in front of the news and MTA employees.
What's crazy is back in the day, I remember when I would ride, the bus or the train, in our time, it was called you would not call it based off of the train name. You have the one that said Midway or whatever. But we would say the red line, the pink line, the blue line. But I remember when I would see people try and jump over, cops were real quick like this to just snag you and arrest you. But now they're just whatever, not my problem. It's just crazy how lawlessness is just running rampant everywhere and people are not doing anything about it.
And the police, and nothing is happening. You have to put people in jail for stuff like this. If people do stuff like this, there should be a consequence. But because there's no consequence, everybody goes and does it. That's why it keeps happening. Nobody's afraid of anything. And then you have statistics that show that most of the time when somebody in the subway does something really reprehensible, they also had to commit the crime of fare evasion to get in and do that in the first place. They didn't pay the fare and then go into the subway and do something they shouldn't have.
New system, others are excited for the technology.
Just easy to get through, fast, efficient. It was just very good.
I think it's really cool. I like the use of AI.
We took an informal poll to get a post on the new system.
He's great.
Nay, no.
Right.
What? No.
Yeah.
Take this down. Take it all.
The problem that they have with the subway is they're too busy focused on quote unquote improvements that don't do the 2 things riders care about. Riders want to be safe and riders want to get where they're going on time. Those are the 2 problems they will not ever get around to fixing.
The newest model subway cars have been rolling out since 2023. The R211s have wider doors. Some of them have the open gangway design. No doors between the cars.
Oh, great, wider
doors. Catch these models on the A, B, C, G, and Staten Island Rail. What's the next generation subway car going to be?
And not to say that this will happen, but if it did, that would be both cool and scary at the same time. But imagine if there was like a zombie thing going on. If you have like access throughout all the trains to run, I mean, that means all the zombies could just run through. Like, did these people never watch Train to Busan? Like, you don't want that. But then again, I would never ride a train anymore because it's just gotten way out of hand. Like, people just are so ignorant and rude. And your girl, she ain't got the temperament for it. Because, you know, if somebody tries to pop off on me, I'm going to pop off real quick right back. You know, I ain't the one to play, you know?
MTA officials called us to the car
guy.
facility in Sunset Park, Brooklyn for a briefing.
In this one procurement, going to replace roughly a third of the entire MTA subway fleet.
Again,
this
half the
request
people
makes it
won't pay to
official,
ride.
the largest purchase of subway cars in MTA history.
Oh, how much?
More than 1,100 for the 1, 3, and 6 lines, with an option for another 1,250
How much
on the
did that
2,
cost?
4, and 5. Proposals are due in September, with the new generation cars scheduled to arrive in the early 2030s. MTA Chairman Jan Lieber says the cars are visible proof of the $68 billion capital plan for improvements.
Wow, so $68 billion in capital improvements for the subway. And what are they spending it on? They're spending it on visual improvements, not service improvements, not safety improvements. That's stupid. Now look at this. The propaganda machine is in overdrive here. We've got the MTA talking about how the subway, how it's on time, it's running. And when the trains are on time, well, look at this. 18% of the time, they're still late, which is totally unacceptable. And it says right here, they removed some of their worst performing days and scammed everybody with their statistics, which means every time there's a weather-related delay, which everyone knows happens, you go down there and it's raining and everything's delayed. There's snow, everything's delayed. No, we removed all that. And look at this. After the storm, the blizzard that the mayor took a lot of flack for, the on-time performance slid down to 74%. In the days after, which means that more than 25% of the time the train is actually late. And this is just what they're willing to tell us. And while they brag about $68 billion worth of capital improvements, the people running the subway constantly complain about how old it is and use that as an excuse for why it doesn't work, yet they never fix it or repair it.
That we are doing is behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah?
We talked about state of good repair. We're doing all the unsexy stuff that my predecessors didn't have the money or were otherwise not able to get to.
So why isn't it working?
Power systems, track, signals, the structures that haven't been touched in 100 years.
The next generation cars would replace cars with orange seats. Older models require more maintenance. The next order would include a lot more open gangway style cars.
Well, that's a problem.
Inviting new ideas and approaches, particularly for materials that are less tested in our system than they are elsewhere in the world.
Crews at the new rail car facility have been doing the required testing as new cars arrive.
Since opening this facility, we've commissioned 50 new cars into service and are on track to be able to start doing 30 cars a month.
This new facility opened in November. It gets the train.
So they have a whole brand new facility for a bunch of brand new cars that are super expensive and actually cost even more because of inflation. And they say that they can't keep the old cars running. So how are they going to keep the new cars running? Okay, so look at this. The cost of these cars is $500 million more than what they lose to fare evasion. And these are the new deals right here that they're so excited about, which they don't have the money for, which they won't stop bragging about for some reason. And then there's the whole congestion pricing scam. Remember, they started taxing every single car on the roads so that they would get money to help the subway. They told us we were going to have a brand new subway. Everything was going to be fine when they jammed this congestion pricing through, and that's not working. Congestion pricing was supposed to force people on the subway, but only 7.7% more rides were taken during congestion pricing than before it, and ridership is still 25% lower than what it does prior to 2020. And look, it's pretty obvious to me why things are a mess down there. As the gentleman on Inside Edition said, it's dangerous down here. People don't feel like they're getting their money's worth. The trains are never on time. If they would just take all of this money that they have and get people from point A to B, which is the purpose of the subway, without having to risk their lives every single day on their commute, the system would recover. You would have stores that would want to come back and open up in the subway, not all these vacant storefronts that also cost them money. A well-run system is something that people will pay for. It is something that people will want to use. It's not something that will be stolen from, especially if you start putting fare evaders in jail. What do you think about that? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, that's just crazy and insane, guys. Like, I'm like so over New York and all these blue cities and blue areas. I wish people would just wake up and stop voting this way. Really, really pay attention to what's going on around you, because this is not going to get you guys anywhere, you know? Like, I think that people should see, like, okay, we've been voting blue for like hundreds of years or 50 years or 70 years. And if nothing's changed, your life hasn't gotten better, then maybe it's time to vote for the other guy. That's all I'm thinking. I don't know why these people still continue to vote like blue. Like, to me, that's just crazy. But then again, I mean, your girl is kind of, I don't know. But we do have the live that's going on in Portland right now. As you can see, nothing's happening. Pretty chill. Usually around 9 o'clock it starts picking
viewers
up.
Know about me and crows. It dates back to my very first video.
So this is have another taco on the bottom right. And then, of course, Tommy's on the top. And then we got Iran. We're kind of keeping an eye out to see if anything pops off, because you never know nowadays with everything that's going on in this world. Who knows what's going to pop off? Guys.
See it right in front of the gate, huh?
Well, there wasn't anybody here when I got here, so Ethan came up just a few minutes ago.
Well, yeah, I don't normally come down this early, but I was out and about with my wife, and I'm like, we were on the bus. I go, I'll meet you at home. I gotta go down there and see if anything goes on this early. Apparently not too much.
As it's gotten later, people have started coming out later. For a while, it really things got started about 5:36.
Oh, really?
But I mean,
I don't normally get down until 7:38. So.
But check X, guys, because sometimes X be having lives with people coming out. Now, usually I think that people start coming out on Thursdays all the way, like, maybe Thursday's like a stretch, but for sure Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they start coming out in droves. They mainly do it during the day is when the Patriots come out. Right now, as you can see, most of the Patriots are at home and they're talking on the live. So we don't really have any Patriots out there. So sometimes we'll get somebody, some straggler, like, like ground zero, or, like, Tina, not Dakota. Like, sometimes you'll get stragglers that will go out, but it's not always them. They usually come out in a crew because, Antifa would be acting a fool and, kind of like pinging up on them. So that's also not cool.
It was really angry Sunday.
I'm sorry, I had him, I requested that Slayer song.
I mean, I requested fuck the police and bodies, so.
Oh, well, come on, dude. You're
guy.
You're a little responsible for it too.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Shane pulled a gun on multiple people.
Yeah. No,
and even his fellow chuds were like, "What the fuck, dude? Put that away."
Yeah. No, I was here that night too. That was the night.
Probably not telling you full context.
So that's why. Then I get assholes in my comments who weren't there, who like, "Oh, that's because you assholes surrounded him." Yeah.
Dude, he called people out, and then when he pushed him to shove, he basically just pussed out. I mean, that's the only way to put it.
Well, I mean, things started with
him spraying everything.
Oh, before that, they were shouting to I that they were going to send him back to the plantation.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. I did, and that's like. So
is it on tape?
And that was why he went over. He's like, I as a person that if you want to have a fist fight with him, he will. If you're calling him out for a fist fight, he will happily oblige.
Well, the problem is.
But then they sprayed him in the face when he came up.
Yeah, put down your cell phone, put down your gear, and just go on and on like.
Yeah.
But they won't.
Yeah,
You wanna beat
like
the shit
the
out of
left
each other
does
like
that.
civilized people.
We've seen that with Jake Lang. They do not do that. They literally swarm.
Half the time you end up being
Like,
with the person later.
shut
I
up.
mean, maybe
Like,
probably
these
not
people
in
are
this case, but-
stupid.
No, I think the Chuds have gotten more aggressive in the past couple since
They realize they're so fucking outnumbered too.
Well, and after Tommy got, basically went from 200 to 600 feet, and it was like there's no point in him coming out here anymore. I honestly hope. I mean, it's probably not going to happen that way, but I honestly hope the dude just, he started a gaming stream.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I've never got on one of his streams.
Funny how they want to silence somebody, but
Well,
they're allowed to speak their mind.
I don't have time to watch.
You might not like what he has to
gaming
say,
streams
but he has
anymore.
the right to say it. Just like
But, I mean,
if we don't
watch
like what you
people
have to
watch
say, you
gaming
have the right to say it.
streams. You can make good money doing that, and I mean, it's a fuck ton more honest than coming out here and trying to start violence for super chats.
Yeah, to monetize it.
I mean, that's not respectable.
So what about your people starting
Playing
fights?
games and either being really good at them or really bad at them, that's actually a respectable way to make the money.
I never did get any of that. It's like if I'm gonna play games, I'm gonna play games. I'm not gonna watch somebody else fucking play games.
Well, the thing is that people play games that I'm not able to play, so I do enjoy that.
Okay, that's different.
I don't know. I play kind of boring games, I think. I think the most exciting is Halo.
Legally Blind.
But
full-on
I
Legally
play
Blind.
stuff like like Animal Crossing, The Sims. Now I'm a little psycho when I play Sims
And I see
because
better
I
in
only
the
play
dark
it
than I
to
do
kind of
during
see
the
how
day.
the different
By a
ways I
lot.
can murk the people that I create.
Albinism,
What else?
yeah.
I used to play Fable, but then it got stupid. So I stopped playing that. I used to play GTA, but then it got stupid. So I stopped playing that.
Yeah, I don't come out in the sun much.
The Marios,
I
like
have
like
a-
Mario
I have a
Kart
way to be
and
able to do it,
like Super Smash Brothers Mario
discovered
Party.
while it was at
So there are
Disney
some things
World,
I do like to
before the
play,
pandemic
but
even.
I know like
I was-
people were telling
it
me
was
like, oh, you should
January,
just
and I
play
was
stuff
covered in
while you're on
sunscreen,
your
I was
live.
burning
But I was like, I don't think anybody would really want to watch what I play.
Well,
yeah, another
underneath
game I
my jacket,
play.
because
I
it's gonna get
just
cold tonight, I
flipped
got a
it.
hoodie on. But I mean, it gets too warm to wear a hoodie.
Pikmin.
In Florida.
The new one that came out, I just flipped it. Oh,
Yeah.
I do play Legend of Zelda. Like every time a new one comes out, your girl's on it, playing it, trying to flip it.
You've got
Like,
a
that
t-shirt
doesn't get
going
old
on,
either.
T-shirt weight. It's not intended to keep you warm, and it's got long sleeves and a hood.
Going on with this
And
guy.
I still just gotta take care of your hands and face or whatever.
I gotta keep my hands and face out of the sun.
Yeah, it looks like
I mean, that's
there
why I
I
wear
end it.
the big floppy hat.
Yeah.
This helps. And if I've got any kind of collar, my neck is covered.
Well, I remember growing up, I used to be into reggae music, and there's a real famous reggae artist. I don't know, he might still be alive. His name is, went by the name Yellow Man. He was a black albino.
Yeah, those exist.
Yeah.
The thing is, what's the
He
difference
looks just
between...
as white as me.
Yeah, what's the difference between a black albino and a white albino? They're more likely to have a few red hairs.
Well, but he also, I think he ended up, I don't know if he's dead now, but maybe he got too much sun, but he got really disfigured in the face.
Most of us end up with cancer sooner or later.
So maybe it was some type of cancer, but his face got really fucked up.
I believe they said that about huskies, that
You mind if I pull
huskies
up
that
on,
are, with like the really pretty blue
you mind if
eyes,
I
that
don't
they
want
actually
cameras to
have
see
like
it.
albinism.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know how much that's true,
That's
but
all right.
I know that's what they were telling me because I have a husky and she
Generally, I
has
assume
pretty
that
blue
people who are
eyes.
down here.
We're hoping to get a boy
I
one
mean, I
so she
know
can
they're
have a
behind me,
friend
but
to
I know
do
I'm gonna end
zoomies.
up on camera.
I know I'm
not
asking for
trying.
trouble for that.
That's fair.
But definitely, I'm lucky because I have a lot of space, so it's okay for me to do that, to get a boy one.
Well, that's
So
why
I
I'm looking at
wanted
the
to play
gate
this
right
other video while we're waiting to see if anybody else is gonna pop out and do anything and come out. So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but it definitely intrigued me, and I wanted to wait till more information out before I like talked about it with you guys. So this is from TMZ. Now this is the situation that was happening with, I believe, newly released body cam video captured Alan Richardson clash with neighbors in this TMZ like podcast. So I wanted to make a video about this because I wanted to wait and see until everything came out before I kind of, gave my thoughts. Because like I know like a lot of people are like, oh, he's the lefty woke and da da da. But to me, it's like it doesn't matter if you're left or right. If somebody did you wrong, then you deserve justice no matter what. So let's go ahead and jump and watch and react to this video at the same time. If it did.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TMZ podcast. My name is Tony, filling in for Branson.
Let's get to Alan's POV. You think dude? Are you kidding me, bro?
What? No.
Stand in front of like again, dude.
Yeah, he was literally in front of it.
You threatened my safety, bro. Are you kidding me? I should not be down. Go ahead,
Hold on. Let me show you a better one because this one doesn't show you right from the beginning. I believe the one I was watching was from Tim Pool because he was kind of making a good take about it in regards to his thought process of what happened. I want to kind of show you guys that video. Good. All right.
A video has gone viral showing TV star Alan Richardson beating up his neighbor. And a lot of people are saying he's a bad guy and he did wrong and they're calling him out. But my friends, I am going to tell you right now, new video has emerged showing the perspective of Alan Richardson. And I'm gonna say it right now. Alan Richardson did nothing wrong. Look, it's not a good situation. And there are people saying, like, you can't just punch your neighbor. They say things like, if a man is on the ground, you can't keep hitting him. Stop. The video is actually quite simple. I don't want to waste your time. He's riding his motorcycle with his kids legally. He's going about 21, 22 miles an hour legally. A guy stands in front of his bike, causing him to crash. The guy starts yelling at him. Richardson, he crashes, gets up and shoves the guy because the guy just basically attacked him. The dude then stops him from leaving, and then Richardson crashes his bike again. That's when he starts pushing him back. They fight. And when the dude goes down, he says, stay down. Guys, I'm gonna play this video for you. You can watch it. You've got this from TMZ. Reacher star Alan Richardson beats up neighbor in front of children. Watch the video. And people are saying, yeah, well, he's woke, right? He's woke. Whatever, maybe, fine. I don't care. Look at this right here. Reacher star Alan Richardson, neighbor instigated fight, knocked him twice to the ground before video assault sources say.
Now, I know him from, not from that show, but I know him from, I believe he was the actor that was in Smallville who played, it was Aquaman. But that's where I remember him from. Now, to give a little more context, like, and I know he's going to show the video, but my thought process was like, I went in there with an open mind, And so what I started thinking was like, man, that's messed up because the guy literally stands in front of him and he had to like brake really hard. And, of course, it's like, maromas, like his bike flipped because he almost hit the guy. The guy decided to stand in the middle of the street and like literally get in front of this dude. And I was like, man, that's not cool at all. Like he could have seriously injured this person. Or if the guy didn't stop in time, he could have gotten injured. Like, that's just ridiculous. Now, when I was talking to my dude about this, he was saying, like, maybe that guy did it on purpose because he wanted, because he probably knew that guy was a movie star. Who knows why people do what they do.
And we have video to prove it. Now, first, let me show you the video that went viral. Check this out. TMZ. So there you can see Richardson punching the guy a couple times. filmed from someone
So
else's
far
house
away.
who
Like-
saw this fight break out. And Richardson walks away, and everybody's acting like, oh, I can't believe he was hitting him. Yeah. Well, Richardson put out the video, and I'm going to tell you right now, you may not like the guy,
And
but
he was smart
did
to have
not
body cam
start
on.
this fight. Here's the video. There you go. 21 miles an hour. You just saw 22. He's not going that fast. I'm sorry, 23 we saw. Yeah, that's not fast. Here we go.
The
Dude
guy?
gets in front of him.
Bruh.
He forced Richardson to slam his brakes on and crash. Now, many people are saying, why did he grab the front brakes? He probably grabbed both, trying to stop before ramming into this guy at 18 miles an hour. Are you kidding me, dude?
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
He pushes the guy. Why? You just caused a crash. You stand up, and then...
Now, my thought is this, guys, because remember, Tim was saying that this actor was riding around with his kids. So he has 2 little kids with him, and they don't look like, teenagers. They don't look like people that are 18 years old. To me, they look like maybe between 10 and like 12 years old. They look like little kids. And so my first initial thought when I saw the TMZ video or this video was like, as a mom, I'm like, oh my God, imagine if my kid was the one that was driving and this mother effer literally jumped in front of my kid and now my kid is injured. Bro, I would be livid if something happened to my child. So it's like, I couldn't imagine how pissed this guy was. Because again, like I said, guys, he had his kids with him. So imagine, his kids are watching this guy do this to their dad and thinking like, oh my God, my dad could have gotten hurt. Like I said, he was probably thinking like my kids, but that's some craziness. But it gets crazier, guys.
He pushes him back.
You threatened my fucking safety, bro.
You threatened my safety, bro.
Yep.
You've been riding around the neighborhood like an effing lunatic. He's going like 20
He's got
miles
like
an
a
hour
British
dude,
accent.
on the road. Cars do the same thing. They go 25.
There's kids playing around there.
Yeah, sure, there are kids playing around there, and he didn't hit anybody. You're allowed to ride your bike, dude. Watch this. He goes to leave. You're lucky I don't knock you out, bro.
And you see the kids right there.
Unbelievable, dude.
Oh,
I should
right?
have run you over, dude. I don't blame you. Step in front of my vehicle, and then Alan Richardson did the right thing, pulling the brakes and flipping over and crashing to avoid hurting the guy.
That was like
He's still
super
trying to
nice of
leave.
that
Richardson
actor.
is trying to leave right now. He's going to put his helmet on. The guy comes back over screaming at him. This music is so annoying. Because I don't know what this music is, right? And it's gonna trigger a copyright or some stupid nonsense.
Which Tim couldn't actually remove the music if he wanted to. Just an FYI, guys.
So now Richardson is trying
You
to
see
leave.
the
Watch
kids
this.
right there.
He's turning
There's
his
kids
bike
right
around
there.
to leave. He's on his bike to leave. Dude is standing just to his right, blocking him from leaving. Watch this. You see the guy's hand right there. Richardson is trying to leave, but he can't because the guy is blocking him. He says, effing move, dude. He tries to go past him, crashes the bike again. Okay, now he hits the guy, and he knocks him down. Are you effing out of your goddamn mind? Stay down. Stay down. Alan Richardson's in the right on this one. Dude caused an accident, a vehicle accident. Alan Richardson has a duty to avoid an accident. Let me play a little bit more.
Like, what would you do in that scenario?
Are
you
you
see the
effing
kids?
stupid?
Look how young they look. They like
That's what he's
little babies.
Now he goes back to his bike.
Like little youngins.
Trying to leave. Again, let me explain something.
I'd be like
You have an
cussing. I'd be like,
obligation to
this
avoid an
mother
accident.
effer.
If you're
Like, are you
driving
kidding
down a
me?
road and you see someone blow a light and you think, well, it's their fault and hit them, if it is proven that you were able to stop, it's your fault. And you'll say, yeah, but he blew a red light. It doesn't matter. Failure to avoid an accident. You could have stopped. In this instance, Alan Richardson did the right thing. He slammed his brakes and he crashed, taking the damage to himself because this guy stood in front of his bike. Richardson gets up and shoves him out of the way. I think that's warranted. Bro, don't stand in front of my bike. Get back. You just basically attacked me. Okay? Then the dude blocks him from leaving. Richardson tries to leave and says, get out of the effing way, and the dude will not. Richardson then tries to turn, and the guy blocking him causes him to once again crash his bike. And then Richardson says, smack, smack, stay down. Why? Why would I argue that if I'm on the jury, I am acquitting this guy? In fact, I want this guy criminally charged. Bro, Alan Richardson was trying to leave, and the guy wouldn't let him. So why did Richardson then engage? Because the dude was attacking him. Now, I'm not going to pretend like the guy was swinging at him or anything like that. I'm saying, no, he caused 2 accidents on his motorcycle. So how do you make it stop? You're trying to avoid running the guy over. So you hit him to back him off from attacking you on your motor vehicle. I'm going to say it again. He is putting Richardson in fear of serious injury or death on his bike. And at this time, twice now, if Richardson gets back on his bike and this guy causes another accident, at what point could Richardson, he could tear a ligament, he could fall down, he could injure himself. That's not acceptable. We just had this video the other day where a woman is in her car and she rams a bunch of people and they're like,
but yeah, that was the video that I wanted to kind of share with you guys, because I thought this situation was crazy. Because I know everybody was like trying to first make it seem like this dude was like being like ignorant and that he just like was picking on his neighbor for no apparent reason. And I'm more the type of person that I don't usually want to react to something that happens right off the bat. You know, I definitely want to kind of have more context and get more information before I react. And don't get me wrong, guys. Like, there's times where I'll react to something that I've seen and then I have to retract, you know, and I hate having to retract. So this is why I'm more the type of person that give me all the information. Let me see all the tapes so that I can kind of piece everything together and make a better thought process of what's happening here without rushing to judgment, because I don't want to misjudge, you know? And so in that situation, I was like, I heard about it and I was just like, ooh, that's messed up. Like, I wonder what happened. And now that you get to see it from his angle, because like I said, it was his body cam that he had on, which he should be thanking his lucky stars that he decided to wear one and record. Because honestly, guys, that's what saved his life from being sued to oblivion, you know? Because he had proof that this dude was up to shenanigans and caused this incident to happen. And like I said, guys, when I was watching it, I was just thinking, like, imagine if that was my kid in front of me instead of me, you know, like, you know, as a parent, if you're going out like on like dirt bikes or regular bikes, you kind of sometimes ride in the middle or on the side of your kids. Sometimes you take the lead and sometimes you kind of let them take the lead, you know? And my first thought was like, oh my God, if this would happen to his child, oh my God, he would have been livid. Like, and I wouldn't have blamed him, because it's like, what are you going to do about that? You know, like, your first instinct is to protect your children. So I definitely could see where this guy was coming from. And I agree. I don't think that this actor was in the wrong. I feel like his neighbor was definitely in the wrong, but you guys let me know your thoughts about that. I want to also share this video from Benny Johnson with you guys. Only because, honestly, I would love for aliens to be a thing. Now, I know there's a lot of things coming out about aliens right now, and I think that Trump had created a website called like aliens.org or something. So who knows? Like, would it mean that we'll have actual physical contact with aliens? Who knows? Now, my thought is like, what kind of aliens? Are we talking about the Greys? Are we talking about the little green men? Are we talking about the ones that do like pod people? Are we talking about like Alien versus Predator? Like, I need context of what kind of aliens we're going to be dealing with, because I want to make sure that I'm protecting myself even from the ones from space, guys. But yeah, so I know that maybe something's going to come up in the pipeline. Who knows? Maybe that's an October surprise, guys. That would be crazy. But let's go ahead and watch this video with Benny Johnson talking about aliens, saying it's happening, green fireball like the nice guy across America. So I'm assuming it's aliens, but I'm not sure. love these AI videos. They're like just dope.
I will never claim to be smarter than you. I am you. I was raised in the middle of nowhere, a place called Shoeyville, Iowa. I went to community college in the middle of a hog farm next to a cornfield. Then I went to a state school, the University of Iowa. After community college, I didn't go to the Ivy Leagues. That's about it. I consider myself a room temperature IQ. I just work hard and, well, pattern recognition. Anybody can do it. And we happen to do it because we're just obsessed with news and we're constantly monitoring the situation, I think, quite well. But that's about it. That's our only superpower. And, well, we encourage you to join us in the chat if you have any specific patterns you happen to notice. Here's one that we've noticed as of late. Fireballs in the sky. Check this out. Fireball in sky. Here we go from one day ago. Video shows a bright fireball in Northern California. Kind of terrifying. Colorful fireball streaks across the sky in Colorado. Meteor lights up the sky in Texas. Produces many loud booms. Many people say. People across the Pacific Northwest report green fireball in the sky. Fireball lit up the skies over Oregon. Would you look at this? Hancock County fireball. 2 fireballs light up the sky in Michigan. Oh, man. And if you start actually looking through the international headlines, you'll start to notice that it seems like they're preparing us for something.
The website, aliens.
Oh, wow. U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency has just purchased aliens.gov. Donald Trump has just ordered the release of all the alien files after Barack Obama said that there were aliens. This is aliens.gov, by the way, right now. It is not online yet, but they bought it right in time for, of course, the top UFO scientists in the U.S. military and in the country.
I was seeing that on X. It's crazy.
This is a real story. It's really happening. 5 missing scientists send chills across America. 3 are dead. What is the troubling link? They all studied UFOs.
Wow.
They were all physicists.
That's crazy.
Working inside of classified bases. All of them had great pedigrees when it comes to the UFO programs.
I believe some of them were fusion,
whatever they're called,
scientists
inside the
as
black
well.
box of our intel agencies and military. Conspiracy theorists realizing they're about to be right again. Do you think that you're about to be right
I
again?
would need another dollar in
Congressman Mike showed
jar.
this morning saying
That's
that he's
Jones'
really
jar.
concerned about what's going on with the missing UFO scientists. It seems like somebody's trying to get ahead of the big announcement. What's the big announcement? Well, NASA just said they're about to build a moon base.
Ooh,
NASA
imagine if
has
it was like
projected a plan for a
independent
$20 billion
aliens. That'd
moon
be
base.
crazy.
Transformative initiatives. Learn more about our moon base and our Mars base. Oh, great. Okay. Just in time for all the fireballs to appear. Okay, so let's go ahead and read what's going on here with these fireballs. More importantly, let's go look at some of them, right? The largest fireball spotted this year appeared in the sky across California last night. What does it look like? Goodness gracious. This is somebody's Ring camera. This is a wild video. You tend to think, wow, maybe this is AI.
That's
But
crazy.
it's not. This video was shared multiple times, multiple credible news sites. This is a legitimate security video. Here's a meteorite flying over Ohio. Observe right here.
Like, you know,
that meteorite is getting very
I live in
close
the
to
middle of
the
nowhere,
ground,
guys, and
striking the ground.
when we have meteor showers,
a lot of fireball
they look
meteorite
crazy.
sightings lately.
Like,
I've never seen
sometimes
anything
I'm
like
like,
this.
look at them
I
thinking,
compile
like, is it
videos, every
space
single
debris?
event I can
Is
find, put them
it,
all in one.
like,
counted
are we being
8 separate
attacked?
sightings.
Because
Okay, let's go ahead and look.
you know,
Ohio
being
and
in pitch
Pennsylvania.
black
Look
and
at
then
this right in
seeing
the
these
middle of the
things
day.
come down is crazy.
There's something entering our atmosphere. Ohio again, but a different view inside of a truck dash cam. There you go. You can see that.
That's crazy.
Right across the sky. Here's Missouri. East Bernard, Texas. More fireballs, right? You can see the umpire unbothered. Here, as a fireball shoots across
I
the
would
sky.
have missed it.
Dash camera.
'Cause, you know, not a lot of people are very observant.
California.
But some people are kind of just, they're in the
Again.
zone and are like, they have those blinders on, you know?
And here is in Portland and Seattle. Whoa.
I look crazy.
Goodness gracious.
Definitely green.
Look at the size of it. Look at that.
Dude, that's so crazy. Kryptonite.
Okay. NASA just confirmed a green fireball was spotted hundreds of witnesses in western U.S. On Sunday night, NASA stressed that this fireball isn't related to the other 8 that we have seen this week. Oh, great. Okay. So here's our massive green fireball. One of the 8 that we have seen this week. There it is. Goodness. Okay. Another meteor spotted in Ohio. Something very strange is happening. Okay. See it. A third meteor spotted this week. It streaks across the sky in California. This is the 4th one observed this month. This one was green. Any explanation as to why it's green? NASA confirmed the green fireball
radiations
that was spotted streaking across the sky. Okay. Well, what is it exactly? Green comet meteorite, number 11 in just the same week. People are starting to notice. It's really going to be biblical. Meanwhile, last night over Michigan. There you can see, right up there. Another green meteorite over Michigan.
That just looks so crazy.
Sorry if I'm just a noticer that it's not illegal to notice, and the noticing will continue. Green fireball spotted over the skies of Portland and Seattle.
It just so
Here's a
blows my
different
mind.
angle from home footage. Goodness, look at that. Meteorite streaked across the sky of North Philadelphia. It's easier to count the cities that don't have giant green meteorites flying across them. What is going on? Now, some people are posting stuff like this. In the world of AI, I never quite believe this stuff, right? It's like if this was actually happening, legitimate, it seems like it would be way all over the
And you guys
news.
let me know your thoughts in the comment below. But my thoughts is that they push this type of propaganda out there with the AI videos to kind of get us comfortable. So when it actually happens, there's not mass panic. That's just my thought.
Just
like I could be
commercial
wrong, but
satellites,
that's what I'm
whatever.
thinking. Why they're pushing that propaganda? Just like the way they push propaganda about war and all that stuff to kind of ease us into it.
Shifted from stationary to moving before fading off in.
But yeah. So I had saw this about meteors, and it always trips me out too, because like I said, I've had meteor showers and I've taken photos of them, and I've seen like the aurora borealis. I've seen it all, and it trips me out every time I see it. But I do definitely start thinking like, is that like aliens? Are we getting attacked? Is our sun gonna blow up? Like I start thinking like crazy thoughts, guys. And then I started thinking like, oh my God, are we going to have like alien spores? Because that's usually how every alien takeover horror movie starts. But it just kind of reminds me of the times when I used to live in Chicago and it was a thing. And I know it's still a thing because I do see it on the internet, on YouTube. Because I watch like, scary videos and stuff like that. And so we were watching one that had to do with sounds. And it was the one where it sounds like a trumpet, right? And I remember it was like at 2 a.m. We were in Chicago, so you hear the hustle and bustle, like all the noise from like the city, right? And then all of a sudden it just went dead quiet. Like you can hear a pin drop, and then you hear that sound that sounded like a trumpet. And I was just looking around like, and then I was out there because we were on my friend's like apartment, and she lives like on the 2nd floor, so we were pretty high up. And me and her and my dude were there just, enjoying the sounds of Chicago and the weather. And when it went quiet, we all like kind of looked at each other because we're like, it usually doesn't go quiet in Chicago, And then all of a sudden we hear that and we're kind of all looking at each other like, did you hear that? And we're all like, what the hell was that? We were trying to figure out what could possibly make that noise in the city of Chicago. And then once that noise passed, then all of a sudden you hear the noises of the city again. And it's like kind of weird, like stuff like that kind of makes me think like, what's going on? Like, is that the coming of Christ? Are we dealing with aliens? Are we dealing with like, angels and demons? Like, what's going on here, guys? Like, it just be getting crazy sometimes, I'd be having some crazy thoughts, guys. I think it's because I'm the type of person that I have such a good imagination. I'm a very hopeful person, and I would think it'd be awesome to see, like, at least in my lifetime, to witness stuff like that, to witness actual real aliens in space, or to witness, and I know I'm gonna regret saying this, but to witness like a zombie apocalypse. I think it would be interesting. Or, ooh, like if we were gonna have like a Terminator situation, I would totally love to see that. Skynet, let's go. That would be crazy too, to kind of just witness. But yeah, that's what's kind of going on in the world today. We also have this with Trump. Let's see.
I don't think so. No, we get along very well on this. He was, I would say,
See what Trump is
philosophically a little bit
doing.
different
He's doing
than
the
me.
dance.
I think he was maybe less enthusiastic about going, but he was quite enthusiastic. But I felt it was something we had to do. I didn't feel we had a choice. If we didn't do it, they would have done it to us. I felt, based on the negotiations that were being had by Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner and Marco and Pete and everybody was involved.
Yeah, Marco.
I felt that they were looking to tap us along before they hit, and I thought they were going to hit. And if they hit us first, that would have been a very bad thing. In the back, please. In the back. About the Strait, you mean? Yeah, well, I want to keep it open. I want to keep it good. It doesn't pertain to us so much as it does to China. We're really helping China here and other countries because they get a lot of their energy from the Straits. But, hey, look, we have a good relationship with China. It's my honor to do it. Yeah.
You have called him an unacceptable choice. So does he have a target on his back? And how can you say
I don't want to say whether or not he does because that would be inappropriate. But, hey, look, I had a target on my back because...
Were they laughing at him
as you
because they were
wrote
saying that
pretty
he was
well,
gay?
They caught the assassin.
Which is ironic because
it was after me.
if you
So we
have
just got
that and
them
you're in the
first,
Middle
but they
East
caught
right
the
there,
assassin.
would not
They
be
have him now in
bueno.
custody, and it was after me. So, but people don't like to mention that, but they did catch him. And I'd like to congratulate our military, Secret Service, FBI, all of the people that worked on that, but they did. Yeah, please. Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You promised the Iranian people you would help them, but it sounds like you're willing to end this fight after your military objectives have wrapped up. Isn't that a betrayal of the people?
Will I help them? I'd like to, if they can behave. But they've been very menacing. They're great people. They have an amazing population. It's amazing, smart, brilliant, energetic. They have a great, I'd love to help them, but they have to be in a system that allows them to be helped. And right now they're in a system that only allows failure. And I don't want that. And I want a system that's not going to be attacking us. We want a system that can lead to many years of peace. And if we can't have that, we might as well get it over with right now. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, as of today, there have been 8 U.S. military fatalities associated with the war in Iran. How many American deaths are you willing to have in this war?
Well, as I said before, when you have conflict, it's been a very
Okay, I guess they're just rewinding it. So we're just going to go back to what we do, which is watching the ICE Portland situation and see how that goes. Waiting to see if more Patriots come out. Highly doubt it because, like I said, guys,
Well, Molly's going to be...
usually Tuesdays or Wednesdays, they don't really come out. Wish they
Actually, I think
did
Molly's
because
gonna-
they'd be
gonna just
entertaining,
fine.
but
She's just going to, do it again.
I don't know, guys.
They tear
So
everything off the
that's why
tree
we're kind of
and
jumping around, talking about different things,
they
different
say we're hurting the
stories.
tree by wrapping stuff around it and hanging stuff off of it.
I mean, you are if you're one of those hippy dippy leftists.
The tree is fine. Their efforts to remove stuff are more destructive. The tree is fine.
Decade. His signals.
Molly's just going to start over and...
Molly's going to start over.
How many people are dead? I don't know. And yeah, you absolutely can be a convicted felon and turn your life around. You can do it.
I agree.
That gentleman I was talking to, I didn't ask what to call him out here, because I'm recording and I'm talking to him. And he's saying, "Yeah, I'm a convicted felon." Maybe you don't want to be like announcing that on the internet. So
I mean, people can find out regardless. All they need is your face, and they can look it up. Like, it's not hard. So I guess he was just trying to beat everybody to the punch before they're like, "Oh, you're a convicted felon."
I've lived in Oregon since I was a little kid. Well, I mean, as an adult, I moved around, but moved here when I was a little kid. But I mean, I came from Southern California, so, you know, El Monte, LA. Well, I mean, as an adult, I moved around, but moved here when I was a little kid. But I mean, I came from Southern California, so, you know, El Monte, LA, into Riverside County. I have seen some freaking impressive graffiti artwork. Fuck ice!
Not gonna get you guys anywhere. They're funded to 2029.
Molly will fix a tree. We shall rebuild Antifa. Actually, mostly Molly will rebuild it. Take care, man.
Sorry. Yep. It's like I told you guys, it's pretty much dead. That's usually how it is on Tuesdays. Not much going on. I think that's a good day for people who are patriots that are going to be new to being on the ground. I think going on Monday and Tuesday would be a great
Molly is
practice.
The person who does the tree.
I think it would be great for them to go out and
Molly is the one who does the tree.
for them to go out and start recording without having to worry about people like really messing with them, you know?
Antifa is that tree right over there.
If you go, like, let's say if you're first time, like, on the ground live streamer, if you go to these protests, and let's say you are center or right leaning, if you go like on the weekends or on a Friday, you probably can expect some trouble. You know, you being a noob and all. So I think if you wanted that practice, I think going on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday would be good because there's not really that many people out. So you might not come into a lot of trouble. Don't get me wrong. There have been times where we were watching live streams where we saw them get into fist fights because, you know, some people are stupid and they act a fool. You know what I'm talking about, the people on the left. Okay.
For later, you need to have already set landscape before that.
I would say you just need to be prepared for stuff to pop off, you know?
I'm stuck in portrait today.
That's what I would say.
I have only managed to get the landscape once or twice to work, so I'm learning.
That's gonna be me, guys. When I go out there and I go on the ground, I have to make sure I do in landscape mode, not portrait mode.
This looks more like people.
So we won't have issues.
That might have been art at some point. Or, you know, it might have... It looks kind of purple to me, so... That might have been, like, purple chalk. Or somebody might have come over here with another bucket of pig's blood. Somebody did that last week once.
Wow, I can't believe they would do that. You know, the Muslim people would be really pissed off if you pig's blood.
Form of protest?
You know, if they had to walk across there, they would not be happy with you guys.
I understand.
Where's PETA for all this? This is the part I don't understand. Where is PETA? Why don't they ever come after the left? That's what my question is.
I don't always agree with what people do to protest. I mean, like Richard's thing is burning American flags, and honestly, that actually offends me. But
I agree.
understand why he's doing it.
I would never
And
understand
I would
that.
rather see somebody burn a flag.
That sounds like an excuse, guys.
There's a bus
Don't forget
behind
to
me. I
like,
can't tell
hit
who
that
it
like
is.
button, hit that subscribe, share, share, share. Normally it'd probably be more exciting if we had more news to go over today, but like I said, it's a pretty chill
I remember
day.
the original Jolly Jug. That might tell you how long ago.
When you said Jolly, I started thinking of that show tune, The Jolly Green Giant, because we were just talking about Demolition Man, where in there
El
it
Monte,
was
I was pretty
mini
young,
tunes
but
that
my
survived.
mom would drive back down there for
Where they go to Taco Bell, because every restaurant's Taco
sandwich that was
Bell.
just like covered
And
in
then you have
gravy
the guy
and
on the piano singing the Jolly Green Giant.
making their own pickles there. She
So
said
excited.
last time she was down there, the place
Oh my
had
god,
changed
guys.
hands. They
I
still
should
make their own pickles,
totally
but
record myself
the place had changed hands
panning and
the new
pickling
owners
so you guys can
changed
have and see how we do it, and maybe you guys would think that would be fun. Like, I'm learning
Most
how
of
to do all
my
these things.
younger
I know how to
childhood was spent in the area of Beaumont.
do I know how to dehydrate? I kind of sort of know how to
did
dehydrate.
live in LA
Definitely
for a little while.
know how to pickle.
Just old enough to walk around when when my mom was off working and well, thank you.
I have to notice, guys, we're almost at 500. In my fingers that we get there. And then our next goal is 1,000. And then
I like that
take
people
over the
come
world.
here too. It is a pretty friendly group, and I have told my mods that I am,
He was gonna say
100%
mom.
behind them. So if somebody's being an asshole, please feel free to just remove them.
Yeah, I try not to be mean to any of these streamers. You know, I do tell them in their stream, even though they're left-leaning, I tell them what's up because I appreciate that they go out there because we get to see it from their point of view, which I appreciate because I think that as long as you have both sides of the coin,
Yeah,
you're
most of
able
my
to get
memories
a
of,
better
of
idea
Southern California
of
are food.
see what both sides of the aisle are thinking, and then you could kind of make your own decision on who you agree with.
Place
At
that
least
had,
that's my theory.
Good burritos in Paris. There was, El Monte for the roast beef sandwich with gravy and homemade pickles.
Ooh, homemade pickles.
Cha-Cha's for burritos, definitely. They had those burrito stands all over the Inland Empire area. There was a restaurant that was, like a step above Sherry's or an Elmer's. Probably
Well, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. I think this one's dead in the water because ain't much going on. You don't have any really any stuff going on, right now because, like I said, the Patriots usually don't come out till towards the weekend. As you can see, it's pretty dead. Normally, by this time, we usually have at least 3 to 5 Antifa members out there, but we don't got anybody out there. So I appreciate having another taco. going out and, you know, recording these lives, because at least we kind of get to see what's going on. But I guess that's all the damage I could do for this one, guys. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I throw out videos throughout the day, every day, and I go live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. So I will see you guys in the next stream. Have a good one.
Time's up, my little heathens. Harley's gotta cause more trouble. Thanks for the chaos.